Today is October 2nd, 2023 at 5:23 p.m. Monday. I slept in. I told Mother that I wanted to go to Sally's Beauty Supply, and she said, "Okay, we can go tomorrow, but it'd have to be at least at 3." Um, so yeah, I went to sleep at 8 a.m. out of my own. In the moment, I just didn't care to not, like, right now it just feels weird to not have at least one White Claw, one Truly, one drink before sleeping. It feels weird. It feels like I'm missing something. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 1980s, the 1980 Stanley Kubrick adaptation of Stephen King's book, The Shining. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. What we're not gonna do is virtue signal, being like, "Oh my gosh, it was so horrible how he treated Shelley Duvall." It is. It was. It was horrible. But let's not have it go in vain and have it be the only thing we talk about. And let's appreciate her acting and her hard work and her dedication now. Plus the other actors. Okay. The child. Okay. The child did amazing. It's all down, I guess, to the director. How, like, child acting, how well it comes off. The director and the parents and the whole staff, the whole team, the editing and the directing, and of course, that the child itself. Okay, but you can't really, like, train. You can't really. How do I word this? Like, if a child is a bad actor, there's not much you can do. You can say, "Do more of this," and they may be like, but it won't come off as genuine. It won't come off as real. It'll just be like, it'll feel like overacting. Blah blah blah. I have a lot I want to talk about, so let's wrap this part up. I have something in my eye. Still have something in my eye a little bit. I thought it was done, sorry. Okay, I think I got it. Where was I? Even. What's his name, though? I need to know his name. I can't just say the child. He has a name. Danny Lloyd. And I think he did good. I think he wasn't a bad child actor, and they just worked around it. I think he did good. Um, we'll talk about each of the characters later, or I might have to make a part two because this is gonna be long. Cause I don't know if this is gonna save because it's probably gonna be long. So I'm gonna analyze the movie. I'm gonna analyze their characters. I'm gonna analyze the directing. By analyze, I mean just there's a lot to get through. Um, next, who did I talk about first? Shelley. Did I talk about Shelley, or did I talk about the child first? This is why I need to write notes. I don't think I talked about anyone. I just talked about child acting. All right. So I wrote down topics, little notes, so we can stay on track. And each thing, I'm just gonna talk about my analysis of post this this movie was released, my thoughts on the performance and the whatever I'm talking about, the directing, blah blah. What I liked, what I think from my perspective, because I have a different perspective than others, which we'll get to in a second. And yeah. Um so here's what I mean by that. I am a born again Christian. I am very I'm in tune with the spiritual realm even before I was saved. And I can tell what's going on based off my emotions. Sometimes I have emotions that I'm like, I don't know why I'm feeling sad. And then some days I'm like, I feel good. I feel great. So that means the spiritual realm, like, I don't know. I'm being left alone. Um, anyways, but ever since getting born again, ever since having the Holy Spirit, like, that revelation of the Holy Spirit and God and Satan and his role in this world, and it's like Satan stays hidden from the general public, but he's at play in everyone's life. Like, there's this thing called monitoring spirits. He sends his little minions to spy on people. Okay, I have and they no matter what try to get away from God. They try to get you away from God. They try to confuse you. They try to beat you down, stop you from discovering God, from discovering Jesus, from meeting Jesus, meeting the Holy Spirit. So that's my perspective, okay? And I know Satan's role in this world is in Hollywood, and the leaders of the movie industry, music industry, politics. I know who's behind all of it. There's no questioning. There's no like, is it real or is it just conspiracy? No, these things are. How can you, like, you are coping. People are coping when they say, oh, I don't know if it's real, or like, that's all full of crap. You're just coping, okay? And I pray that you wake up one day so that we can actually fight this. Anyways, now The Shining. Why do I, as a Christian, like The Shining? It's a horror movie. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I can't appreciate art. Um, just because I'm aware that a lot of the things, a lot, like, these people are victims. All of these people. Stanley Kubrick, especially Shelley, that's given. That's why I didn't say your name first. Probably Jack, and then the child. Thank God, he seems okay. He grew up okay. He's a normal guy. He's a teacher. He's a very calm, well-mannered guy. So, and I watched this movie recently after having all these revelations. The fun thing about being Christian, well, before I watched this movie, before it was like I had this revelation of the Holy Spirit, I watched this movie and I was confused. I appreciated like the editing and stuff, but I was confused about a lot of it, like a lot of people are. That's why they're making conspiracies. That's why they're like, yeah, that's why there's all these conspiracies. Like, what is it actually about? Why did he do this? Why did his character do this? To me, it's very obvious now. So it's fun as a Christian to like, oh, before I was just as confused as y'all, but now I'm like, oh, that's obvious. But it's fun. It's fun sometimes. I don't indulge too much on like secular content. I try not to. I could try harder. But it's just different. It's just different watching it in the world versus as a Christian. Because when you're watching in the world, you're vulnerable. Okay? You don't know about the spiritual realm. You don't know about open doors. You don't know certain things you watch and consume and meditate on can enter your soul and your spirit and mess with your psyche, mess with your personality. But as a Christian, you do. That's the difference, okay? And the difference isn't I'm afraid of these movies. I'm afraid to watch these movies and blah, blah, blah. It's like I have protection of the Holy Spirit. Sometimes the Holy Spirit tells me not to watch these things, not to give, or I have discernment to like take a break. Like today, I'm going to finish the last third of the movie. I watched the first third yesterday, and then before I slept, I watched the middle part. Now I'm going to watch the ending today. Let's talk about Stanley Kubrick next, and his adaptation of the novel and his method to directing. Listen, I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. And I think it's sad that movies can't have this creative freedom anymore. And if they do, it's a very low budget movie. Not very, but pretty low budget movie. Something I'll compare this movie to a little bit is recently I just watched Pearl. That movie was made a year ago, and it's similar. There's a little bit of a parallel with the isolation concept and the axe wielding. So I might do that a little bit later, compare those two a little bit. Or throughout. I cannot. People love this movie. People now appreciate this movie and understand it. But when this movie first came out, it got so much hate. It got so much backlash. Like, what the hell is this? This is nothing like the book. I'm pissed off. Why is this so weird? Why is why is Shelley's acting so bad? People call her acting bad, but she was doing exactly. She went above and beyond exactly what Stanley Kubrick was asking for. Like, it was Stanley Kubrick's fault for her overacting. I'll call it overacting. It wasn't bad acting. She, oh my gosh. The fact that the only award she got after this was, what was it called? A Raspberry? And it's like a mock award show. And it was for worst actress. She got an award for worst actress. And that just breaks my heart. I think you know why. Because she went through hell. Like, oh my gosh. I watched just a little clip of Stanley Kubrick's behind the scene. Like, and he was just like nitpicking everything she did. And he was like, don't do it that way. That's stupid. And she would just like say her lines normal, like, well, and they'd be like, don't say it like that. And it's like, I can't, like, I'm sure that was constant. Like, and of course everyone knows that, like, he told the staff not to, like, comfort her or compliment her, blah blah blah. Where am I going with this? I guess we're going into Shelley's part. I still have more to say in adaptation, I guess. We'll go back to Shelley soon, right after. Stanley, his interpretation of the book is better. He improved. He improved it. Okay, not every book can be turned into a movie exactly. That's why when they do that, there's a lot of stuff cut out, or it's just like awkward. It's just something like because I never read the book, but there's a show series, because I couldn't fit everything into a movie. There was a show of like an accurate interpretation of the book, and it sucked. From what I saw, people said it sucked. It was too on the nose with like Jack and his like drinking and abuse, and the child acting wasn't used well, so on and so forth. Like, it was just too on the nose. It was too like tell, don't show. But this movie makes you think. This makes you pick up on little nuances. He has little like Easter eggs hidden in there. Like the fact that people just know. Hold on. Okay, we're already at 18 minutes. Should I do a part 2? Should I do a part 2? I'm pretty much done saying what I need to for the last note. Stanley Kubrick improved on the source material. Like, he did it smart. He used that as a basis, and he had his own creative freedom with it. And I like movies that make you feel the intensity, that make you feel what the characters are going through. But like, that's why I like Attack on Titan, because you feel the characters' like intensity of like, we're gonna die, we're gonna be crushed by titans. Like, it feels so intense. Or I like what is it, shonen? Not shonen, what's the other one? Jonin? I like romance animes, slice of life animes, because it shows the mundane, so it makes you feel like you're a part of the crew. from the other side of the pendulum. Like, so it's not just about like, oh, horror, scary, I'm scared. No, it's also like, it's also true on the other end. Alright, look out for part two, because I'm going to end it here.